Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Man, what the heck is going on with my Diablo audio? It's like it's just gone. I don't understand. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Stop, stop, stop. It's like it just killed itself for some reason. Oh, stop all that. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I'm probably really loud. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry. Wasn't trying to be super loud. Alright, let's see. Hmm. What the hell just happened to Diablo? Oh, hell. Hold tight. I tell you what, Diablo has been weird the last 2 days. Like now, it's showing that the game is still running in the task manager. What the heck? Alright, hold up. In the task. Hold on, I'm gonna scan and repair real quick, just to double check. I've got a pretty fast SSD that this is on, so. Oh, knocked over that cam. Oops. But anyway, yeah, let's take a look at this. I'll showcase this while this is in the background. Display capture. Yeah, so this is what I've been working on. I've come up with a better name. Shadowblight Cascade. It's pretty simple to understand. I mean, nothing too crazy. So essentially, the way this works, right, is you have your shadow imbuement. So you imbue your weapons with shadows for 6 seconds. I get bonus damage, or sorry, those skills make those enemies vulnerable. And then whenever the infection expires, it has a 21% chance, 25% chance to give me a stack of ferocity, which increases my attack speed, which is super important for the next skill. And then I have endemic shadow imbuement, which makes the cooldown reduced. And then any enemies that I infect with imbuement take 40 damage every second until the infection is done with. You pair that with rapid fire, where you fire 7 arrows in an arrow in a straight line. Sorry, this needs to change. You fire these arrows in a straight line. So you pop shadow, these turn into shadow arrows, and then you get the additional arrow plus overpower. When you're overpowered, you fire 2 more arrows, so even more damage. And then for every arrow that hits a vulnerable target, so on the second cast of this, so you'll Shadow Imbue, you'll fire that first volley. The second volley you throw at it, you gain all your energy back, or you gain 1 energy back for every target hit. And then I have the explosive shot rapid fire. So rather than ricocheting, it turns it into a grenade skill, which makes it very easy to build around because now your arrows are considered grenades, so you can do anything you want with that keyword, right? I have 1 point in Heartseeker and just 3 points here. These are just the excess points. I don't really use this on the skill bar. For mobility, so this is kind of a high mobility build in the sense of if I need to move, I can. If I don't need to, I don't necessarily have to waste the skills. And I don't have to waste the time necessarily on dodging. I can just dash through a bunch of enemies and get bonuses for doing so. Or in the case of like an elite or a boss, I have Shadow Step, which allows me to execute and then gain a massive amount of movement speed afterward to keep pushing faster. So I have the extra casts, the extra charges, and then I get unstoppable whenever I cast it. And if I tag an enemy with this, so like in a boss fight, I'm gonna open with Shadow Step. So I'm gonna Shadow Imbue, Shadow Step, dash away, turn around, and just start pummeling with rapid fire, right? Because everything's vulnerable at that point. I have Dark Shroud here is my defensive skill, one of my defensive skills, or pretty much the only one really. So Dark Shroud has a 15% chance not to be consumed. Basically, this makes it where I get X% resistance to all damage types per active shadow. You stack 5. There is a way that I can set this up where I don't even have to have this on the skill bar if I don't want to. We'll see. I don't really know. We can try it out. When I have at least 1 active shadow, I get a 10% critical strike chance, and then Shadow Dancer gives me dodge for every every shadow that I have. So it makes me a little bit more. Makes me This is all about survivability, really. Because if you get jumped on with this build and you do not have mobility to get away, you're dead. You are 100% dead. It is very, very active. It is very. You have to be positioned well for this build to work. And then for the ultimate here, I have 2 other options here. I went with the Shadow clone for now. I'm essentially doubling my damage if I turn the Shadow clone on. All right. Especially against a boss where all of that damage is just focused on that one target. This is pretty intense, and it makes it really easy for me to just kill a boss. So for items and aspects, running Cowl of the Nameless, unique helmet. None of this is all just in progress. I don't have any sort of like 1000%. This is what it's gonna be, but this is kind of where my end game looks for now. Specialization is inner sight for now, just for the critical strike damage, and then the 300 energy and the cost reduction, so that I can basically just infinitely dump. If I'm in a position where I can stand still, I can just unload on a target, right? This will probably change to inner focus with if I can get Dark Shroud to proc automatically, I can get rid of inner sight. I can rebuild this a little bit around to proc Heartseeker from the cores, make it so that it procs 3 every single time, and then from there just start doing damage that way. I haven't tested it yet. I haven't played with it yet. I haven't gotten to that point yet. Um, but essentially, oh, excuse me. Ugh. This build is very resource intensive. So there's a lot of lucky hit damage, or there's a lot of lucky hit on this, right? So lucky hit chance. There is shadow damage baked in, lucky hit chance. Sky Hunter as the unique bow because it gives bonus damage to consecutive cast of rapid fires. Um, Ring of Starless Skies just for the um, attack speed, crit strike, lucky hit chance, and plus to core skills. It's pretty much guaranteed that this is like almost a requirement, and I hate saying that, but it's just kind of where we're at. I have Doombringer in here as well, just because it gives plus 200 to all stats. It gives you a little bit of life on hit, maximum life, damage reduction, which you're gonna need. And then with the daggers, you're going for the chance for rapid fire projectiles to cast twice. So you're doubling up on that to increase that chance even further. And then shadow damage multipliers on all three weapons. X-Files corroded signet for resource cost reduction, dexterity, CSDM, and attack speed. And then imbuement potency for the affix, or the added affix, and imbued damage on the Ring of Starless Skies for the added affix there. Lorcan's Talisman for the attack speed, ranked to all skills, critical strike chance for marksman skills, dexterity, all that stuff. The whole idea is basically to crit like a mofo. Shadow damage is going to do damage as it is. And then obviously we have Icy Alchemist aspect here, where shadow damage has a chance to do 75% chance to explode cold damage and weakening and chilling them. Right now I'm actually running something a little bit different, so if I launch D4 here, hopefully we have audio. But ideally we have one of these two. And I'm running this as Shadowblight, so it's doing poison. It's not doing ice. So I swapped that around just a little bit, just to see what it was like. I picked it up and I was like, let me just see what this looks like, what this plays like, because I really didn't know. I'm just fiddling around here with a lot of this stuff. So, I don't know if the D4 servers are like busted or what's happening. Um, I may have to reboot my PC here. I'm gonna do that real quick, and then we'll come back. We'll take another look. I'll be back in a minute.